The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
I failed French 10. And the Canucks failed me tonight. This year sucks. Okay, you know what, Trevor? You take it away.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, welcome to the postcast here on Locked On Canucks. My name is Trevor Beggs, co-host of the show, and as always, I'm joined by my brother, Kyle Bowen. And if you're on YouTube Live, you're joining us. If you listen after the fact, welcome. We're here for you to talk about another Canucks loss. And hey, we're not here without you listening. We're also not here without our friends over at FanDuel. If you're a new customer, you can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets. Just go visit FanDuel.com to get started. And Kyle, maybe I'm to blame for the loss tonight, because I did say earlier that the Vancouver Canucks were the favorite to win this hockey game, which was kind of surprising to me based on the way they've been playing, based on the way Montreal's been playing. Look, it was a close game. It was an exciting game overall, but the Canucks do end up bowing in overtime. A couple storylines to get to. I think, we want to talk about Hughes, Hutson, Miller's night. There was some good and bad, but a lot of good. I mean, he ended up with one of the highest game scores a Canuck players had this season. 4-point night for JT Miller. The Canucks are also on verge of setting an NHL record that you really don't want to set. But Kyle, let me throw it to you, man. You failed French 10. I almost failed French 9. Obviously, en français isn't for us. That's where out on the West Coast, the best coast. But man, am I going to take some French lessons after tonight or what?
Dude, there's so many ways I want to go about this little spiel that we're going to go on, because, I don't know, I'm trying to take care of my sanity, but also tell the truth as well, for real. In a couple hours, I'm going to bed. Do I really want to spew out a bunch of negativity to the world? I don't know. So can we start with the positive? And, in the Discord right now, some people mad at me that the title is what it is, but let's just talk about hockey and be hockey fans. I think it's so dope how Montreal, out of all places, has Lane Hutson. I'm sorry. That dude is incredible. That dude is close, not close to Quinn Hughes, as in he's already there, but he's on his way. And he's on pace for almost 60 assists this year as a rookie. You know what I'm saying? And he's just heating up with the team that's winning. He's impressive, and he's a big reason why the Montreal Canadiens win tonight. And it's ironic how he scored off of Quinn Hughes. Just a lot of irony. And in overtime, gets the assist. Kind of, sort of, I wouldn't say draws the penalty at the end of the game, because the Höglander penalty was actually on Josh Anderson. But, when you're playing a guy like Lane Hutson, he's so annoying to play against. And you can tell that Höglander's emotions were high at the end of the game, couldn't check Hutson. Next thing you know, he's trying to check Anderson when Anderson doesn't have the puck, takes a dumb penalty. All that being said, Lane Hutson is a treat to watch, and so is Quinn Hughes. And Amazon Prime, right? They did their thing. They broadcasted a game in which the Canucks put 20 shots on goal. 20 shots on goal! Yo, can this team shoot the damn puck? In the last 11 months, I swear to you, they've probably broken a record for the least amount of shots for a team that's played 100 games. Yo, they suck at producing offense. They really do. But hey, Amazon Prime got to see Lane Hutson versus Quinn Hughes, and we're lucky, man.
Yeah, it was the most Vancouver stat line of all night. 4 goals, 20 shots on net. Good old 420, but not really the kind of 420 we like in Vancouver. I want my team to have 4 goals and 35 shots, man. I mean, come on, This team, they're allergic to shooting the puck. I mean, we were clapping our hands over a 27 shot performance against the Nashville Predators. I mean, it's baffling right now just how slow this team is, how, increative they are offensively for the most part. And a lot of those shots too are, Max Sasson wristing it in from the board, Tyler Myers wristing it in from the point. I mean, look, the Canucks had their chances tonight as well. I mean, and Tyler Myers hits that post on that when he picked Jake Evans' pocket. Could have been a different game if he scores that goal, but look, it was a good game tonight overall, but again, we're talking about a Vancouver Canucks team. And Kyle, every dares know, you and I mentioned earlier today, we were thinking about the Stanley Cup going into the season. Now we're thinking about, dear God, please cling on to a wild card spot. And
please.
Oh, by the way, the Montreal Canadiens, to their credit, they were 2 points out of a wild card spot heading into this game. So they should be at a wild card spot right now, or at least tied for a wild card spot. So, good to them. They got a lot of young talent led by Lane Hutson. And Kyle, you mentioned Lane Hutson being a Quinn Hughes light, and that's absolutely what he is. I mean, come on. Like, I don't know if there's a player in the NHL that I've seen that reminds me of Quinn Hughes as much as Lane Hutson. And I'm not sure if Lane Hutson will ever get to the peak of Quinn Hughes, which is the best defenseman in the NHL, but he sure looks like he's going to be, more or less just as good as Quinn Hughes.
Oh, yeah. And, I feel as if Quinn Hughes is such a scholar of the game and such a hockey nerd that there's a small chance that these two Americans, Lane Hutson's American too. Unreal. Like, is this a new hockey nation of the world? What's going on with the world? All that being said, I wouldn't be surprised if like Hutson and Hughes like work out together or something. Cause again, there's just so many similarities and it's good for the game that there's another one, right? Another guy who can control the play, control the pace, isn't scared. Lane Hutson again gets, and to me, this is when the game kind of changed in the right direction for the Canucks. It's when Miller absolutely obliterates him behind the net, like 2 seconds after he lets go of the play. But if anything, that could have been a penalty, but it wasn't. And all in all, Hutson, a young defenseman, a small defense, and I'm pretty sure he's 96 pounds. This guy's not scared. He's all over the ice. He's skating up and down, not scared to play along the boards too, right? Because he puts himself in vulnerable situations, but again, not scared. Now, speaking of which, enough stroking off Lane Hutson, all right? Screw that. Yo, Trevor. Okay, actually, Trevor, I don't know. Again, do you want the truth? Do you want the negativity, or do you want to say some more positive things? Because people come here to have a good time, right? The happy hour, 420 every day, live on YouTube. Remember those days, Trevor? What happened? We turned 31 and a half years old. Now we stressing, losing years of our lives. I'm balding watching this damn team. I was already balding, bro. I'm not gonna have any hair by April. So what should we do? Do you want to go positive? Because I don't know if there's any positives. Putting 20 shots up against the Montreal Canadiens in an important road trip and blowing another 2-goal lead. But you have any positives? You have any moral victories? Want to talk about anything, Trevor? JT Miller? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I guess if you want to go positive for a second. I mean, look, Kevin Lankinen for letting 5 goals in tonight. He made a number of highlight reel saves, which again it says something about this defense right now. And yeah, I mean, thank God we have Kevin Lankinen in net. I mean, he's from being undrafted, from signing him off the street, he has been so much for the Vancouver Canucks. I'm scared to think about where this team would be without Kevin Lankinen. And JT Miller, look, JT Miller put up 4 points tonight. Like, what are we talking about? JT Miller, the Stars got to get going. JT Miller in on each and every one of the Canucks goals tonight. Look, I mean, I think his skating, he's still not at a breakneck pace. It doesn't look like he's skating the way he used to skate, but he ended up getting 4 points tonight for your Vancouver Canucks. So that's a hard thing to complain about. Beautiful setup on the Jake DeBrusk goal. Gets in the net on Baring Lekermaki's rebound. It's really hard to nitpick JT Miller's game tonight. Again, I think we're in that mindset right now, but to me, the skating maybe stood out a bit, but man, oh man, he really stepped up for this team tonight.
I wonder if his skating looks slow because everyone else on the Canucks is so damn slow, especially when they play smaller teams. JT Miller also making an incredible play on the Lekermaki goal, right? Slows it down behind the net, stretches it out to Besser. Besser makes the play to Lekermaki, and Lekermaki does the rest. I wish the Canucks won today so we could talk about Lekermaki having 2 points as an emergency call-up. Unreal, dude. Unreal. And look at the comments, man. This is just a war right here on Locked On Canucks. Ashneil Law and my aunt, 2 Fijians, going at it. Ashneil Law, remember, this guy failed Math 8. How do I know? Because when I went to high school, there was a grade 9er in the class, and what was his name? His name was Ashneil Law. What's 5 plus 5, Ashneil? And now he's going at it with my aunt. My aunt's saying, get lost. Can you all be nice? You're Fijian, okay? Just be mad at the Canucks. Be mad at the Canucks. Can I go off, though? Can I be negative? JT Miller, congratulations, 4 points. Losing effort. But great job, 4 points. Thank you so much. We needed that. Okay, Trevor. Honestly, this is gonna hurt your soul, okay? You keep saying this, right? You keep saying this. Oh, thank God we got Kevin Lankinen. Thank God. Bro, I'm telling you, if this version of the Canucks, the way they've been playing for 39 games, if this same team had a tougher schedule, we would be 10 points out of a playoff spot. The Canucks have had the lightest schedule in the NHL. They played the lightest teams. Dude, I'm telling you, it's about to get tough. Oh, today was so hard. We played Montreal. Last week was so tough. We played Calgary. And these games are so hard for us. We can't manage that speed. We can't manage that tenacity. Oh, the tenacity. What happened to this team? How are you going to get outworked on the boards, shift in and shift out? Oh, because you're the Vancouver Canucks. You guys made the playoffs last year? You guys don't need to work hard? That's ridiculous. This Rick Tocchet team is being outworked. I don't care who you got in the lineup. I don't care who's injured. If you're getting outworked, then that says something about the culture. The Canucks should never get outworked. They're still, bro, we barely started winning, and what? We're not approaching the game that way. We're going to work for everything we got. That's the biggest problem with this team. A big reason why they're being pinned in their own zone. Most importantly, they're not taking enough shots and generating offensive zone faceoffs, right? Their goaltender's not covering up the puck and just, creating that type of momentum in the game. The chemistry of the game is always leaning in our defensive zone. And the other thing, again, Trevor, I'm sick and tired of smaller teams bashing up against our defensemen and picking up the puck. Rick Tocchet, you want to keep playing all these effing trees in the back end? 6'2", 200-pound defensemen who can't move the puck? Okay, sure, you want to do that? Congratulations. But tell these guys to man up and play tough and play hard and be big. And if they're not doing that, get Brandstrom in there and move the puck because this team's slow. And Brandstrom's not fast, but he knows how to move the puck.
Yeah, it's a major sore spot in the Canucks right now. I think
Tocchet deserves the blame, a lot of blame for this. He does. He can't wake these guys up to play hard. What's going on right now? You're blowing that many leads? You're blowing that many leads, Trevor? Like, dude, they're getting outworked. Rick Tocchet after the game was like, this team needs to meet pressure with pressure. All this stuff that he was saying last year. Great, congratulations. I understand it, but get the message through to these guys that this is not good enough and stop being so soft with this team. I hope he's yelling at these guys. Like, this is embarrassing. The Canucks getting outworked in 80% of the games they played this year, 85% of the games. Who cares? Who cares about losing and winning? It's about how you do it. And the process has just looked mediocre and honestly lazy. And that's not good enough. Yeah, they've had a lot of injuries, but how come the guys that they don't bring in or replace, like, you know what I'm saying? How come there's not like this DNA or that, how come their fabric is just so soft? So soft.
Yeah, I think the defensive reads right now are pretty bad. Like the Carson Soucy tonight, I think late in the second period, he pinched up, missed his guy 2-on-1 right there. Forward got beat on the puck cleanly by a couple smaller guys on a couple of occasions. Look, the defense is a major sore spot right now for this team, man. We'll get to it with some comments on the other side as well. Kyle, one last thing I'll mention before we cut to break is you mentioned the Canucks having the softest schedule in the league. You're pretty damn close. They've had the fourth easiest schedule in the league so far. They have the fourth toughest schedule remaining. Of teams in the Western Conference, only the Chicago Blackhawks have a tougher schedule ahead. And we've talked about it time and time again. This tough stretch for the Canucks, you could say it started tonight in Montreal if you want to count the Canadiens as a tough matchup. I'm not saying that, but it's going to get really tough after this. You know that. I know that. Everyone knows that. The Canucks know that as well. Let's talk about a bit more of the defense, get to some comments. I want to talk about a record that the Canucks are on pace to set. And Kyle, it's not a good record. Let's get to that on the other side after shouting out our friends over at FanDuel. You guys heard me. If you listened to the show earlier, when I did the FanDuel ad read, the Canucks were favorites on the money line tonight, -134. The Canadiens were +115 to win. Look, it was a game that could have gone anyone's way. I did have that feeling going into overtime, though, that the Canadiens deserved to win just by a little bit, right? Not just on the shot clock, but based on the chances, based on the work rate. I feel bad for Höglander that he took that penalty. He had another fairly strong game overall, but that was a tough one for Höglander. But anyways, if you bet on the Canadiens, you would have won some bucks, but whatever you're betting on, make sure you do it on FanDuel because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. The FanDuel app gives you everything you need to place live bets, whether you're on the couch or on the toilet. You can also place same-game parlays and so much more. So visit FanDuel.com to join today and get started with $200 in bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com. Make the NHL season and NFL playoffs unforgettable with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
People, we back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks, Trevor Beggs, Kyle Bowen, Trevor Beggs, one love to the Burnaby Gardens for giving us the space to give you the show, one love to the Don't Doze Art Lab as well for doing its thing for its neighbors, and just a lot of heat coming off the top. Trevor, trust me, man, I've lived a long life, brother. I know there's still a lot of time left on the clock, and I know the Canucks are actually 2 points into a playoff spot, considering where we were 17, 18, 19 months ago, this should still be a luxury. And I'm very much proud of the Canucks to some extent based on, again, how many injuries they've suffered this year and where they are. But again, Trevor, I got to be honest something when it comes to the lack of effort, the lack of playing big. Again, Rick Tocchet, if you're playing all these guys that are the same types of players, and I'm putting Carson Soucy in the category as well, because He's back to being shit right now, bro. Straight up. He's back to playing like Vincent Darren and Noah Juleson. If you're going to play 3 of those guys, like, can one of them withstand a check without losing the puck? Can they? Can they win those board battles? Can they meet pressure with pressure and make a play? Because if they can, again, they need something else there. And I know you can't make a trade in your sleep, but they have Brandstrom, who looks different. He's just different and can pass the puck. Just hold these guys accountable. It's not good enough to lose the puck that often because you absorbed a hit. And we've seen it all season long.
Yeah, we have. And look, I think Carson Soucy and Noah Juleson, there cannot be another game of those two playing together. They've been dog crap for a number of games now. Noah Juleson, another tough night as well. You saw him on the bench going, let's go boys, getting fired up there. But man, oh man, like these guys are making pinches that I was making early on in my rookie ball hockey season, man. First time playing in 13 years that I had cleaned up 6 games in, man. And these guys are professionals playing hockey their whole lives, making, rudimentary mistakes back there. So, I saw it in the comments as well. Maybe let's fire it up, man. Let's get to the people. SK93 in the comments saying the biggest problem since July 1st isn't JT Miller. It isn't Elias Pettersson. It isn't even Rick Tocchet. It's the garbage defensive core that was built by Patrick Allvin. This team relied on Quinn Hughes and Phil Pronik big time last season. They were relying on them again this year, but they were also relying on a similar season from Carson Soucy and Tyler Myers, which they did not get. They were also relying on Derek Forbort to beat Ian Cole, which he is not. And they were relying on Vincent Desharnais to replace Nikita Zadorov, which he has by no means done, despite playing a little bit better recently. So with SK93, I think, Kyle, maybe I'll throw it to you. What is the biggest problem with the Canucks right now? Miller, Pettersson, Tocchet, or the garbage defense core built by Allvin, according to SK93?
That's a good question, because I was about to just jump on the whole defense thing, right? Because here's the thing, like, they don't have Zadorov and Ian Cole is just, like, it's sad to say this, but Ian Cole is probably as good as Carson Soucy is right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, Carson Soucy
Ian Cole's better than Carson Soucy right now.
Yeah, and again, like, to see Allvin just double down on Myers and Desharnais and all this stuff is a joke. Like, again, Desharnais today, just when he's playing a fast team and dude, he gets worked. He gets absolutely worked. But at the end of the day, Trevor, like, I'm not trying to find a solution right now based on who we don't have, because in my opinion, and this may sound crazy, the problem to me is just based on like who's in that room. Like, look at their schedule. It's been soft. Like, they've been lucky that they're playing this soft ass schedule, the 4th softest schedule in the NHL. So they should be able to find solutions. And that's why this comment is making me think. Now, this one comes from Vancouver's My Life. Tocchet is struggling because he thinks he's Phil Jackson. No, let's dig deep here, okay? Rick Tocchet, hockey nerd, right? Loves the game. He's probably read 8,000 books on hockey, and he's been around the best players. And I'm one of Rick Tocchet's biggest fans. Guy should be in the Hall of Fame. But maybe, just maybe, this ain't your season to push buttons. As in like, when I say push buttons, I mean playing puzzles. He loves puzzles. That was his thing last year. He loved putting puzzle pieces together. That was his philosophy. Boom, bam. It's not happening this season. How about you just be a hard ass and hold guys accountable to play harder? There's no excuse for that. You know what I'm saying? And Rick Tocchet's DNA, again, why I think he's a Hall of Famer, why I think he's great for the game. Look at the history. He was that guy. But as a coach, historically speaking, outside of last year, he struggled. And maybe because he tries to do too much. Maybe he tries to be Phil Jackson when he's not. Maybe he's trying to like pour over these philosophies and these ideologies and these mathematics, these 1, 2, 3s. It's like, dude, just call your players out, be hard on them, and get a message through. Because right now that's not happening. The Canucks have been outworked. Again, 85% of the games they played, they've been outworked, out-hustled. That's not good enough. Start there. Instead of doing all these X's and O's, tell the guys to man up and man up now. Because as Trevor alluded to, the 4th softest schedule is about to turn to the 4th hardest schedule. And they're about to play real teams. And if they play like they are against real, like they have been in the first half of the season, dude, this could get really, 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 really ugly. Again, guys, listen to this. The Canucks had 20 shots. Can we, like, why are we just brushing over this? Like, it's like we're just like supposed to be used to this. Like, this is good enough. It's almost been 12 months. We're almost at February, the 1-year anniversary when the Canucks offense just completely changed. The Canucks had 20 shots today. Dude, what is, are we in 2001?
Yeah, it's wild right now. And you know, again, talking about the schedule, Japan 4 in the comments saying, are we legit going to win any of the next 10 games? All top 10 teams in the league except one. Ay-ya! And he's right. I mean, it's about 8 of the next 9 games. Okay, if you want to look at the next 9 games, because the 10th game is the St. Louis Blues, there's the Capitals, the Hurricanes, the Maple Leafs, the Jets, the Kings, the Oilers, the Sabres, the Oilers, the Capitals again. So again, you have 8 of the next 9 games are against right now top 9 teams in the NHL. The worst team, aside from the Sabres in there, is the Carolina Hurricanes, who are 9th overall. This is a murderer's row coming up. And again, we said the Canucks season, like, we're going to learn a lot about this team in a couple weeks. And we even went as far to say earlier today, Kyle, this is going to be a different team in a couple weeks' time, because there's either going to be major changes because they are falling out of the race, or we're going to be feeling good about them maybe getting through this stretch at least 500 and showing some momentum here.
We got this, man. Trevor, I got all the negativity out of my system. Okay,
we
got to man the F up, man the puck up. You know what I'm saying, bro? Honestly, enough's enough. Enough's enough. It's got to change. Maybe we play to the level of our competition. I can't believe that stat. 8 of our next 10 opponents or whatever are the 10 best teams in the league. What? That's that again, murderous row. And I think we level up here, because maybe this team does better once they realize their back is really, really, really against the wall, or just in general. Enough's enough. Trevor, another 2-goal lead blown. Again, I love talking. I don't want to be a part. I don't want to be a part of an organization that recycles coaches. Like, I like organizations that keep things the same and just build and build and build and learn and adapt. I don't want to see this guy get fired. But you're telling me that this Canucks team that's probably blown 5 to 6 multi-goal leads this year, including one to the Montreal Canadiens, you know what I'm saying? Like, another third period lead blown, another one? Dude, if that's not on coaching, then I don't know what is. You don't have these guys playing the right way. You don't have these guys coming out at the start of periods the right way. And Trevor, as soon as we tie the game 4-4 after Montreal takes the lead in the third period after coming down from 2, what did the Canucks do? They sit back, and Lankinen has to make 2 of the best saves of the year to keep this team from getting a point, or to the point where they get a point. Like, let's not fool ourselves, guys. Like, this is pretty bad. I thought you said you got all the negativity out of you. I know. I'm sorry, man. Okay, you need some weed. I need something, man. I need a hug. I need to talk to my girlfriend, man. I need to talk. Yo, Sound for Soul in the comment, man. Okay, you know what? You know what? Okay, this comment comes from Sound for Soul. Okay, he said we're gonna lose 4-2. We ended up sarcastically. Are we really all that surprised? Sound for Soul. What did I call you earlier? Sound for asshole, okay? Straight up. Go to sleep, man. We don't need this right now, okay? Positivity, baby, please.
Yeah, okay. You know what? This isn't positive, but I gotta point something out here, because this is a wild stat. Just look at the game log tonight. The Canucks forward lines. If you want some positivity, you know, the Lecker-Mackey, JT Miller, Brock Besser line, they outscored the opponents 2-0 when they were on the ice. I think they had a pretty decent game overall. Nils Höglander, Max Hassan, Danton Heinen, they're rocking an 81% core season line of the night. They played pretty well. The other 2 lines, Kiefer Sherwood, Teddy Bluger, Phil DiGiuseppe, 1-shot attempt tonight when they were on the ice together. And Jake DeBrusk, Pius Suter, Connor Garland, which was supposed to be the second line tonight, 0 shot attempts for, 13 shot attempts against when they were on the ice together, and they were on the ice for a goal against together. To me, the main problem with them, they spend most of their minutes with Carson Soucy and Noah Juleson, who, for the love of God, are not playing well and cannot move the puck up the ice. Again, the forwards, you know, they got to create once they're in the offensive zone, but the defense are doing this team no favors right now. Okay, Kyle, I got to get to this on the other side. The Canucks are on pace to tie an NHL record right now, and it's not a good one. Let's get to a couple more comments on the other side.
Can we also, on the other side for a little bit, can we also talk about Lecker-Mackey just a little bit too? Just to be a little positive. Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Sounds good. Okay, we'll be back on the other side. You're listening to Locked On Canucks, your Canucks every day and every night, baby. We'll be back after showing it our friends over at Rocket Money. Did Rocket Money help you find any subscriptions you forgot about or that you were paying for twice? That definitely happened to me. Not the smartest guy in the world. And I had a few subscriptions I didn't even realize I was paying for. And Rocket Money, they got my back. They make it so easy to track all those nasty subscriptions down. It's like having a personal assistant for your finances. Rocket Money, they are a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscription, monitor your spending, and help you lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Grow it, baby. Boing! It brings everything together in one place, whether it's subscriptions, your spending habits, or even the goals you want to hit this year. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year while using all the app's premium features. So today, if you want to go cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster, go use Rocket Money. Go check out rocketmoney.com/lockedon today. That's rocketmoney.com/lockedon.
People, we back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks and another loss. Yes, another loss. In fact, the Montreal Canadiens, that team, they have more wins than the Vancouver Canucks. The Anaheim Ducks, they have one less win than your Vancouver Canucks. But hey, positivity, right, baby? Positivity, man. Let's get to the comments. Look at this comment from Ashnil Lal, man. My Londa. My Fiji brother. Okay, everyone run up the likes. It's a great episode. Again, Ashnil's an Oilers fan, a diehard Oilers fan. Been a loyal diehard Oilers fan. He grew up watching Sean Horkoff and Ryan Smith. Okay, cream of the crop. Okay, he's saying everyone run up the likes. One love to Ashnil. All the jokes, all the math 8 jokes. I know that's some bullying. I know I'm bullying him there, but you don't think Ashnil bullied me when I was in grade 8 and he was in grade 9?
Yeah, speaking of bullying, I got a comment from Ashnil Law as well. He said this earlier, and I wanted to bring this up. He said, "I think the Canucks are the worst Canadian team straight up." And you know what? I mean, I know Ashnil, Oilers fan, get out of here. He's trolling. No, just kidding, Ashnil. You're a beauty. But look at it right now. I mean, the Vancouver Canucks are middle of the pack among Canadian teams. Obviously, the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Winnipeg Jets, and the Edmonton Oilers are the top 3. That is the Canucks, but the Canucks are 2 points ahead of the Flames. They're 4 points ahead of the Canadiens, and they're also 4 points ahead of the Senators. I mean, Kyle, right now, we were talking about this team potentially being one of the best teams in Canada. They are closer to the worst Canadian team than they're the best Canadian team. I'm actually not sure who the worst Canadian team is right now. I still think it's Calgary, but they're all kind of competitive this season.
Dude, I've been sweating so much during this episode. That's how mad my balls are so sweaty right now. Too much information. Okay, bro, I'm just saying this is again, Trevor, let me know in the comments too, people. I can't be the only one just so aggravated looking at the shot clock. Again, bro, that's not normal. Is it normal? Am I not watching other NHL games or looking at the box score? Are shot totals down across the league? Because the Canucks constantly are at 20, 19, 22, 23, 24. I know against Nashville they got to 30, but hey, what did they do after that? They got to 20 again. Where did the Canucks rank when it comes to shots on goal this year? And do I need to just not ignore that and just look at the 4 goals that we scored?
Kyle, I will say this: shots are actually down this season. Surprisingly, that's interesting. There's an average of 28.2 shots on net by a team per game this year. It was up in the 30s for the last few years. It hasn't been this low in, oh my God, I got to go back. It hasn't been this low since the 03-04 season. Wow. Right before the lockout. That's actually a wild stat. I didn't realize that.
See what we did there? We used the negativity. We did some science. We found some rationality and just understood that, you don't have to be that negative. All teams are shooting less. Okay, speaking of shooting, Jonathan Lekermacki, okay? Emergency call-up. He did his thing. He did his thing, right? He scores a goal, gets an assist. Could have scored also on the Miller goal because, again, Lekermacki misses on the breakaway. All in all, though, that shot looks lethal. And again, do we need to open this Lekermacki thing up more so we can feel uber positive and go to sleep so happy knowing that, okay, maybe maybe we got one here and maybe got one this season, which we got a taste of early this season, and maybe he's arrived here.
Lekkerimäki, I will credit Rick Talkin on this. I think Lekkerimäki, he's got to play with the stars on this team. And he scored his only goal with JT Miller. I wasn't sure if he's going to get slotted back in the top 6 tonight. And I thought that was a really smart move to put Lekkerimäki on a line with Miller and Besser. And that was, I would say the Canucks' best line tonight. I don't think there's much arguing with that, despite, some hard shifts from the fourth line there. So I think that was a good decision by Talkin. I mean, lots of things that we've complained about with Talkin, but I think, again, good to see Lekkerimäki back up. Again, goal and a primary assist. And I think Talkin made the right call putting him on the line with Miller and Besser.
Thank you. See, Trevor, there you go. See, this is why you're my daddy, bro. This is why you're my daddy. Daddy Bags on the program, okay? He's everyone's daddy tonight. Okay? Giving us the positivity. Rick Tocchet, you're right. I just talk so much shit about Rick Tocchet, okay? If Rick Tocchet watches this episode, he's coming over to Burnaby and burning this building down, okay? Straight up. I'm going to get whacked by Rick Tocchet. I think he has a little Italian. Okay. Where am I going with this? You're right. He puts Lekkerimäki where he can succeed, and the Canucks needed that tonight. They did. Like, they needed his offense. They needed his patience. And good on Lekkerimäki. He gets absolutely nailed in the first shift of the game by Gooley. That guy had a game tonight. Like, for real. He impressed me tonight. And Lekkerimäki engages, he isn't afraid to go along the boards, isn't afraid to play behind the net, does his thing, gets rewarded with 2 points. And as Mother Nucker is saying, Mother Nucker, yeah. He's saying that Dak's injury, with Dak's injury, he can see Lekkerimäki sees an opportunity and possibly replacing Höglander, man. Höglander played well today, man. There was some tenacity there. Bro, honestly speaking, I thought the refereeing tonight was so good, so splendid. I loved how they did on Amazon Prime. They just let it play. Trevor, this ain't the NBA, okay? We play like men out there, for real. All right? No, straight up. That was a game you want to showcase. It was entertaining. A lot of physicality, and the refs let a lot of stuff go. And then to call what they called, it was a little bit of interference. Don't get me wrong, but to call that with 35 seconds left, I feel like they made it up because they didn't call anything on the Hutson skirmish like 1 second before that. But all in all, Höglander, who again took the penalty, he had a impactful game the whole way through, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you on that one. I think, stick with the positive. That's a positive takeaway from tonight, man. There we go. Okay, Kyle, I got to drop the stacks. I've been teasing it for a bit. It's not so positive, but right now the Canucks have played 40 games. They have lost 9 games in overtime. Holy crap. They played 39 games. Okay, never
39.
mind. They played 39 games. They've lost 9 games in overtime. They're on pace right now to have the most overtime losses in an NHL season. The record right now is 18. 4 teams have done it. The Lightning in 08-09. Under Rick Tocchet, I believe, as well, actually. The Panthers in 2011-2012, the Devils in 13-14, and the Flyers in 14-15. If the Canucks get to game 41 with only 9 overtime losses, they'll be on pace for 18. Right now, they'd be on pace for maybe an extra one in there as well. So, man, can you imagine if this team makes the playoffs with 19 overtime losses? I mean,
Holy.
Right now, it's a possibility, right?
It's a possibility, but is it a positive? Again, like getting that extra point, it tells the audience, the casual fans, the people who read the fancy stats and the box scores, like, oh, this team's in every game. They're in overtime a lot. That's a good thing. Okay, they're right there. 1-goal games, but it's like how many blown leads? Like, this is incredible. This is isn't this like very? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it reminds you of like some Bruce Boudreau level Canucks ish. Like, we're just blowing multi-goal leads. Didn't we start one season off like a couple years ago, like blowing multi-goal leads in 3 of our first 4 games?
Yeah, that was the Boudreau year. I think it was the first 4 games we blew multi-goal leads in, I believe.
Dude, and this is like on that level. So do you want to do it? Do you want to end on a negative or a positive note? Because I was going to ask you, why do you think that happens? Tocchet again said after the game that it's about this team not being able to meet pressure with pressure. What does Tocchet do during the breaks? Like, does he just go into his room and just let the players handle it? Like I still don't like that philosophy. I understand it's 2025 and players are soft, but it's like, dude, like Quinn Hughes needs some help, and I'm not sure if everyone listens to JT. Like, he may need somebody to go in there before the period starts and be like, yo, by the way, guys, don't F this up.
Yeah, here, I'll do one negative, one positive as we end it off here on Locked On Canucks. Your Canucks every day, every night. Let's go, baby. The Canucks, I would say that just get in the playoffs. Just get in the playoffs. The Canucks have gone through a lot this season, piled these crappy overtime points. you want to see the process get better as it goes along, but just pick up points, just get in the dance, because I think they got the talent to make noise once they're in the dance if they can find their form from last season and if they can shoot the puck on net more.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, we'll see what happens in that regard, man. But I mean, that's where I'm kind of leaning on the Vancouver Canucks right now. There's lots to not like about this team right now, but they're still in the playoff spot. They've gone through a lot. Pick up the damn points and just get in the playoffs.
Just get in the playoffs, do your thing. Yeah, just do it. Like again, like just play way better. Okay, just play way better. Enough is enough. I feel like as if we're gonna see the same thing tomorrow, like in a couple of days. Okay, you know what? I need therapy. Okay, for real. Anyways, hit the like button. Another emotional episode. The like button goes a long way. Okay, again, Trevor Beggs, married, 2 kids. Do the math. I got a girlfriend. Been almost dating her for 4 years. You know how many times I've ignored her text messages over the last 2 hours because I've been watching this game, and her phone calls because I've been watching the game off my phone. So what are the Canucks doing for me? Okay, losing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, can y'all win 2 games in a row? Like it's since November, they haven't been able to do that. My name Kyle Bowen. Positivity wins. One love to Deepak Chopra. Trevor Beggs, sign us out. Join the Discord. Join the Discord. Sorry, we're almost at 100 people in the Discord. So join the Discord. It's a good place. It's an emotional place. I wish it was more positive, but hey, dude, well, it is what it is. You are what you eat.
There you go. Join the Discord. If you like what we're doing, go subscribe and like on YouTube. On the podcast side, go follow us and leave a 5-star review. If you do that, we can afford some baby powder for Kyle's balls, baby. Let's go. That was another episode of Locked On Canucks. I'm Trevor Beggs. That guy's Kyle Bowen. Go like, subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow, baby, on Locked On Canucks.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.